hello. Today, completely unscripted. Why? Well, because the product that I'm showing you, I've been using for a good dose, I would say over 20 years. Easily, yeah, around that. Even maybe longer. No, I'm thinking maybe around 20 years. Yep. So, BFD, I always say stands for big fucking drums. Could be big fat drums, whatever. It's big drums. Now, that came out in 2000, I want to say maybe 5-ish. Sounds about right. I think I first used it on my punk album called The Anthologies. So the band was called The Anthologies and the album was called Greatest Hits for a band that never existed. You know what? Just for shits and giggles, let me find a song. We made it deliberately shit, okay? And BFD could do that with a little bit of tweaks. Here you go. So back then the idea was, it's a practice from recording with a little tape recorder, so we really tried to make it, you know. And then it got better and better because it was Greatest Hits. Anyway, that was my first time I used it. And for about 20 years, I've been using BFD. It was a product by FXpansion, who also made some other plugins. And the company kind of disappeared. And then here I am with albums full of projects using BFD, which then, under the guidance of FXpansion, it became a BFD2 and then BFD3, and then FXpansion kind of didn't pay attention anymore. And it was then bought by InMusic. And you know what? There was nobody you could get on the phone. There was really no support. They weren't working on it. And I was like, why are they doing that? Well, because they also own Alesis and they implemented the BFD technology and probably the samples too, because they're brilliant, into their Alesis electronic drum, e-drum systems, which is brilliant. But us BFD users were stranded. Then in the meantime, I talked to someone from support, maybe a German guy, I remember that. But I felt left alone. And I said, I cannot invest for new sessions or new albums into BFD and put my work into it and then it doesn't load anymore, right? Or whatever happens. We need support for this stuff that we not just invest money in, but invest time in. And then if in 3 years, all of a sudden, there's no support, your whole album that you worked on might not even open anymore in your DAW. Well, now it's 2025. BFD just got an update, 3.5. They're working on it. They've improved it. They reduced the price. And I've been talking to my friend Krishan. Hey, Krishan. In the UK, who's from the support team. You have support. You can call people. They are good. So the license manager wasn't great. Activation for the program and expansions wasn't great. They redid all of that. They redid the interface a little bit. It's still BFD the way you love it. It's still not up to the pretty standards of what Superior Drummer would be. It doesn't blind you with fancy drum graphics and all that. Will that come in the future? Who knows? But we don't care as long as it sounds good. So BFD is not the thing that Get Good Drums would be. One drum kit, it's already mixed, bam, go, sounds killer. I mean, it might be that. I actually haven't used presets in BFD in forever. I always build my own kits. So I show you how I use it, right? But it is the interface that I'm used to now in the hands of a good support team with an easier installation procedure, an easier authorization procedure, and a right now, 2025, March, that's important, right now, for a price that's utterly redonkulous. So I've used BFD for many years. Again, a few years ago when I did the drum programming course, SpectreAcademy.net, complete guide to drum programming, showing you BFD, Superior Drummer, native instruments. The drum course shows you on a lot of different products, even combining different products, which we'll also talk about today. Hey guys, so since oh, there's the camera. Since BFD is off this much, and I'm talking about the drum programming course, why not just lose a lot of money on my end and give you the drum programming course for a ridiculous amount off? That's Alex from Spectre Academy, and I just said, hey Alex, can we do like 50% off on the course? And Alex said,
yeah, why not?
He said, yeah, why not? So after you've bought, I don't know where the camera is here. After you bought BFD 3.5 at a ridiculous $59 throughout March, go to SpectreAcademy.net and buy my 15-hour complete guided drum programming for a ridiculous 50% off. Links below to both of them. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, thank you, Henning.
In that process, started working with Superior Drummer and moved away from BFD a bit because I didn't feel I had the support from the company, and I need a company that supports their product. And now BFD is back, baby. So let me show you this album that we've been working for 13 years from Campaign Like Clockwork. So one of the issues was, we're in Cubase now, and this is BFD, of course. So one of the issues was this is Cubase 12, which still worked with VST2, and then in Cubase 13, it was only VST3, right? They killed VST2. So without support, without a new version, I literally couldn't run these sessions in the newer version of Cubase. And now we're in 14, couldn't do it. Now they've added VST3 support. Bravo. Let me just play this, and you can hear this is all programmed drums. Would you be able to tell?
I lost control, got no time for fixing all I have destroyed. The show's done, it's only me against the waterfalls, a rushing stream of all the sinful souls repulsed, lost until the end of the last day.
That's one song. I will show you many more that I've done with BFD. The way I treat it, I will actually treat it like a real drum kit. So in BFD, I actually can't show you much in terms of processing, mixing and all that. I will show you that it can do it. But what I do is I load up the samples, and if you can see here, down on the mixer, this is going out of mono 1, mono 2, that's the master, mono 4, mono 5, mono 4. So I'm grouping these together, and it's all going out of individual outputs, especially the overheads, the room, and the ambience. That's the key. So if we look at my mixer up here, we actually have room, ambient, toms, cymbals, which are pulled down because you don't mic individual cymbals, right? I'm treating it like a real drum kit. The kick in, the kick out, the kick sub. Right now, only the kick in is actually being used, but there are many more mics there. The snare top, the snare bottom, the hi-hat, the ride. And that all goes on three individual subgroups, which then get mixed. And I do treated like an actual drum kit. So everything I do on these channels is what I would do on a drum kit. So we look at the kick, there's my 1176, and there's my API with the treatment that I do, right? The same thing for the snare top. Oh, why is the supercharger off? Because I needed the detail. I didn't want to squish it. So we've got an LA3A on the bottom. So all this stuff is treated like a drum kit in the mix because that's the way to get the real drum kit sound. In terms of realism and detail, I don't think anything beats BFD. Superior Drummer is great. Get Good Drums is you load up a preset, get working, and it's great, and it's all very in your face, very precise, very hard hitting. It's that modern metal gent sound, whatever. You know, everything is really loud and really hard hitting, which is great. Nothing against that. But for a song like this, not gonna happen. For a funk song, not gonna happen. For a singer-songwriter thing, not gonna happen, right? Very quickly, let me show you one or two little things from what I just talked about, singer-songwriter kind of material. And you'll see how incredibly realistic and subtle BFD can sound.
Just one chance, the man at the bar, anchored on a drink and smelling cigar. His face tells of 1,000 sorrows, with a tearful eye and saddened glow. When you lose yourself, couldn't face it anymore. However much I tried, I just couldn't face the prospect of stepping back in time. I was happy.
I've been waiting and again like you're gone for good. Think about it, burn your light, I wish I only could forget you, but instead you keep appearing in my dreams like a vision, a decision that's been made as it seems. But don't leave me standing here. And I live in a fairy tale land. I know really lots of things let me show to you, my friend.
Try that with any other software. Not shitting on it, I use other software, but when it comes to subtlety and variation and dynamics, I feel that BFD is the shit.
My loyalty. How could I offer you anything less than ever?
So they improved, let me quickly show you this bit here, which is their software portal, right? It gets installed here now. So I've got the BFD3 core library. I already have that installed, so I didn't download it. But BFD3 now has 3.5. You can just download it, open it here, activate it, deactivate it, download again, all that stuff. And then my expansions right here, it has a 1 on it. Why? Because I guess I got a new one in there. So I have a lot of expansions. So over the years, I did buy all these. None of them were given to me except this one that's not here, Dark Farm. I just got that from them. Thank you. So each of these, when I bought it, BFD was about $300. And each of these, when I bought it, was between 150 and 300 $/euros. Started buying these in the US, then came back to Germany, kept buying them. And you can see how much money I invested through the years. Every single pack that came out, amazing. The signature snares, amazing. The Zildjian Digital Vault, just cymbals, amazing cymbals. So I bought all of these through the years. That's how much I love BFD. And I spent a lot of money on it. So right now, with the sale in March, BFD is down to $59 with the core library. Let me show you this. It's utterly ridiculous before we actually, I'm not organized here, before we actually go into BFD. It's utterly ridiculous. So right here, you go to the bfddrums.com or you go to InMusic and click on BFD. And there it is, limited offer from $199, which is still a fair price if you ask me, to $59. So even if you have superior... Thought I was dog. That can happen. Even if you have superior drummer or anything like this, or Get Good Drums or whatever, that's worth it. That's worth it on a magnitude I can't even describe. Amazing. So you could also get the free BFD player. Free, you like, has a couple of sounds, and then for $14 a pop, just get individual kits for the BFD player. That does not have the level of detail and all that stuff. So honestly, for $59, just get the real deal. And here are the expansions, which again, I told you, I spent $250 to $350, I think, each on. So right now, what snares? Do I even have that? I don't know. I don't think I have that. Damn it! $24. BFD Jazz Noir, $34. Vintage Recording Techniques. I think I have that. $34. I have all of them. The Black Album, I don't have that. Metallica's Black Album, how cool would that be? Slashman Drums. So $49? No. 24. But I spent $199 on it or something. This is all ultra fair. So you could get yourself a handful of expansions, and I couldn't even tell you which ones are good. I mean, definitely Yamaha, wherever Yamaha is. So the kit that I'm using right here is one that I put together, and we can actually check out what it is. I use that for the Campaign Like Clockwork stuff, and it's called the Campaign Like Clockwork Waterfalls kit, because that's the song that we just heard, Waterfalls. So you don't have a pretty interface here. You just see the kit from the top, right? So here we are, that's the interface for the actual drums. Apparently you can rotate the kit. I don't know if that actually changes anything in terms of the spatial stuff audibly. No idea. But you can also go into audience perspective. Honestly, what the kit looks like, who cares? You can make it bigger or smaller. But it doesn't really matter. It's just you click on this and then you select your snare, or you quickly audition. So we have the effects here, which is your internal mixer. Okay, you could do that if you wanted to. I could go to my kick right here. Right, go the kit. It's playing all three mics at the same time. And then turn this on. No, dynamics. Here's a compressor, turn that on and off. And you got a compressor like you usually would on a lot of this type of software. We're gonna go to EQ, straightforward EQ, turn them on. You have some visual feedback down there somehow. Oh, you gotta turn that shit on. Okay, but I prefer to go out of individual channels and apply my very high-end plugins in Cubase. But of course, there are presets built in here where all this stuff is applied. Just like in Superior, it also has a mixer. That is normal. So you can apply effects. There are sends for the internal effects if you wanted to send it to other reverb or whatever. I personally never do deal with this. You can, it's there, but I don't do it, right? Just like I don't use the grooves, but there are grooves. So let me show you this. So you go to grooves. 730 days is a pack of grooves with different, there's fills down here. So this is the general folder. And down here, you have variations. So you click on this, and it's now playing with my kit, which might not perfectly work. It's also playing through my mix, okay? So you would probably call up a BFD kit to do this. Bad Horsey. You can play this. So if you, let's say, like that, and in that way, it's a little bit behind when it comes to like your superior drum. It has the whole track at the bottom that you can put grooves in and take the whole track, throw it into your DAW. It's superior in that way. It's also superior in price, and it's a newer product. So you can take the groove, smack it in here, and bam, there is my groove, right? Very simple, and now you can edit it from there. And as you can see, look at the little tiny blue thing. There are a million of them. If you want to be lazy and rely on that. With each expansion pack, of course, comes some grooves that help you with it. We see presets, and there's loads. Let's click on one. So you can see the little load things, and these kits can get big. I don't know who's got the bigger kits now. This is all, a lot of these expansion packs were made for computers with less resources back in the day. So here we are, that's my kit, it loaded. Very big snare, and if we look at effects, it has effects applied because it is a preset, right? You can load ready to go kits if you wanted to. Oh, that's a tambourine. Really good percussion in here. I see nothing in terms of ambient on here. Where are we? Ambient mix, for example. So, let me solo that. We go to mics. All these mics are active for each of the kit pieces, but as we can see, ambient mic's not on. So let's see. There we go, and I want that louder. See, all that stuff wasn't on. We want the snare on the room, the ambient, and the overhead. Let's see. Instead of just this. That's just the kick mic. We don't want that. We need the room. Now we're talking. That's all very dry. So you can absolutely choose what goes where, obviously, and do this very easily. You can influence the model. I mean, cymbal swells, you can do it per look at the different articulations, and there's a lot of them for the hi-hat alone. Look at it, closed shank, open tip, half shank. I mean, the typical stuff, but BFD was way ahead of its time, adding all these different articulations. Things can be choked. It's all there just in any other program. If something is too long, what you do is you just roll up the dampen, right? So let's say, I mean, you wouldn't do that on a cymbal, but you might do it on a snare. Okay. Quite a bit of tail there, and you make it shorter. Okay, you can even do it by frequency. So you have really good control over each individual kit piece. You have a trim for volume. You have a trim for pan, obviously. Tuning, you don't like the snare. I mean, this is what all the top-level software allows you to do. Not the ones where you call up a preset and it sounds good, and that's it. But a lot of these have very limited uses. Bleed, things bleed into each other, of course, and so on and so on. The key map, obviously, is where you map things, which is why a lot of this doesn't work for a demo, because I have my own setups, right? You have a groove editor, where just like in Cubase, you have a way of going into the grooves and quickly adjusting them and then dragging them over. And you can see the different things here. Again, I don't do that. Let me show you what I would do. Go to presets, call up my kit again. Not like my child, my kit. It's a joke. Are we loading? Okay. I love those toms. And I need the room, you know? It's my thing. Because in context, I mean, honestly, come on. Now, as you can... Hey, cymbal. As you can see, I've got the kick and the snare in here twice. And full disclosure, you can see SSD kick, SSD snare. So what I did is I usually combined it with Steven Slate 5. And I bought the Bob Rock kit and went to preset 1. That's all I ever did. And just for the hard hits, supported BFD, which has all the realism, with some of the impact from that Bob Rock kit, only for the kick and the snare. That gave me all the room tone, all the realism, all the beautiful detail from BFD, but some of the harder hits that I got from SSD. You're not hearing that right here because I don't have it loaded. You're just hearing BFD. But for full disclosure, that's what I've been doing the last couple of years. Just for kick and snare, for the stuff that needs to hit harder, supported with preset number 1 from Steven Slate. Let me quickly show you how, if you haven't bought my drum programming course at spectreacademy.net, and why haven't you? Go to spectreacademy.net and buy my 15-hour complete guided drum programming for a ridiculous 50% off. Links below to both of them. So, we're now here in the drum editor, and I'm just using my keyboard. You can see up here, 127, 100, 80, 50, and 15. Those are the pre-programmed dynamics that I can put in with my keyboard. And we're pretty fast here, so let's just do a... See what that's like. Adjust it a bit. Oh, that's not what I want. So we're gonna go give it a little bit of groove, right? We're gonna go to quantize, and we're gonna just move the swing for the 8th notes. That's what we wanna do, go and be on 8th notes. Tiny little bit to the right. Okay, done. And I like it tight. Probably too loud, let's see. That's good, that's good. And you see, I'm not going crazy. You don't want loud, 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 loud. That's a lot of what we do nowadays. Gonna open it up a bit. Okay, and now we're gonna add some ghosty notes. I can also change my grid with the keyboard. I got that all laid out. Watch my course. And now we're gonna do very subtle. Not that, not that, not that. I need these, I need these a lot quieter, right? And there's our groove, or at least something. So that's how I program drums, but of course, you can play it in with an E-kit. You can use pads. You can use the grooves in BFD, right? What else have we not? I mean, there's of course a menu up here, which I would have not found if they hadn't told me. And it's important when you're going from BFD 3.4 and the F-expansion way of doing it to go and look at your content again. So you have to repoint at the content that you might already have. It's not an issue if you're buying from scratch and brand new, which you should at $59 right now. But here's all my content, and I can, I pointed at it. The licenses have been registered. This is all easy to do from within the software. You can obviously load presets from files, import, export, blah, 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 all that stuff. And, so here are kits. Those are not presets. Those are actual kits that have been put together without the assignment and mixing stuff. So you can see a lot of kits, but again, you just put together your own kit. And I knew every single kit piece I had in here over the years. So here are the individual drums, so that the way you do it is, right now we're on cymbal, let's clear that. Clear it. So we're gonna go on kick, and here are my kicks. So by hitting shift or option, you can audition it. And you can see I have a lot of them. I always ended up, I think, with the Yamaha. Oh, DW is also nice. For the subtle stuff, I love the cocktail kit. The Baresi, the Joe Baresi stuff was way more aggressive. That's kind of mix ready almost. Oh, that's the one I used here, the Joe Baresi kit, 4 kick. Don't know why everything shows up twice. There's also one, the 8-bit kit, where they used real kits and just distorted the shit out of them and hung chains and stuff from them. Cool stuff. You need that? I don't know, crazy shit. You can see, if you invest in some expansions, you will have a lot. Again, for snare. There's a Black Beauty in here, which I absolutely love. This is the Super Sensitive. Black Beauty and Super Sensitive are my go-to. The Acrolite's also nice. That's the Black Beauty. Heck yeah, that's why people have that. Even thought about just buying a real one because I love it so much. Don't know what I need it for. And if you go into some of the crazy kits, that's an electronic one. That's an amped one. Cookie sheet. And I've used that shit. I've used these quite a bit. Hand claps. I've used these. I mean, over the years, I've used almost everything here. The jug. I've used that. Let me show you an intro of actually using some of that shit. Huh? Cool, right? So for me, the hi-hats are some of the best on the market, the most detailed ones on the market. In every other drum software that I go into, I'm looking for that amount of detail. Other drum software might have some other benefits, and I might end up using that because it's, easier and quicker. But when I'm looking for the real deal, BFD is still it. Tom, same thing. Cymbals, you can now say I want an accent cymbal, and it's showing you those. I need splashes, and we have great ones here. There's also different sticks. And a lot of percussion, because I have the percussion, expansion. Saw, why wouldn't you need a saw? But again, I've used all of it.
Imagine a life without fear. Imagine your eyes without tears. Imagine a world without sorrow, my dear. Imagine a place where you will go forward, 'cause I believe you just breathe. There's so much you can achieve. Feel your pulse. Every time, every day. And you won't surrender. You're not gonna move, not a little bit, not a little bit, not a little bit.
Bottom line is, BFD is now in good hands. It is being developed, it is being cared for, and you can get it right now with the core library, which is pretty stunning, for $59. Anyone else will give you one kit at that, and you can't do much to it. Here you get the whole BFD core library and all of the benefits of BFD3. And then if you want extra libraries, they are dirt cheap right now. So prices will go up again. I was very skeptical when it moved to InMusic, and for years nothing happened. Now shit happened. BFD is back, baby. When I saw the price, I was like, look, this is... I mean, they asked me to make a video, they're paying me to make a video, but when I saw the price, I was like, that's a no-brainer to be excited about getting back into BFD. $59 right now, even if it's $199 if you're seeing this after March. First of all, they might go back into sales, who knows, Black Friday and all that stuff. But also, even at $199, it's a no-brainer. Will it have all the fancy graphics that some other programs have? No. Do you care about fancy graphics when you're looking at doing drums? No, you don't have that open. You don't work in the thing. You set it up and then you go and you work in your DAW. I'm so happy, so happy that there's now VST3. There's support, there's easier licensing in content management, reworked interface. I'm so happy that BFD is freaking back. Thank you, InMusic. Krishan, Natalie, your friends. That's it from me. Go get it, period. There's no reason at that price not to get it. Animal said, the end.